Welcome back. Today I have, sorry, I'm going to have to pronounce their names, Myra Penaloza and Andrea Nava, who are here from OC Hospice today. Well, welcome, ladies. Hi. I just wanted to make sure that I said your names correctly, so hopefully I did all right. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Hospice, really tough situation for a lot of people for a variety of different reasons. Why don't we just sort of have an overview of what hospice does?
So hospice, it's end of life. It's usually when someone's diagnosed with a terminal illness. They have less than 6 months to live. So what we do is that's when we go into the home. If the person is eligible for hospice, like I said, depending on their medical diagnosis, that's when the services come into place.
Okay.
We have a whole team of multidisciplinary teams that come in and provide our services when it's a nurse, a doctor, an LVN, a health aide, and a medical social worker, along with a volunteer and a chaplain.
Wow. So there's a lot of aspects to it, and you do provide this. When people are in need of hospice, based on the circumstances you just mentioned, what are some of the first things that you guys do when you go into the home?
So when we go into the home as medical social workers, we go in to do a psychosocial assessment. When we're in there, we're diagnosing along with checking what type of services the patient and family would need. More than anything, what community resources along with their 5 wishes, and discussing the durable power of attorney forms for their finances, healthcare directives, along with their code status. And most importantly, something that's very sensitive to our families is discussing final arrangements. So that's a topic as medical social workers that we go in, we talk to our families, we're talking with the son, the daughter about mom's wishes. Have you guys gone over this with mom? Do you know what mom would want? And then that's when they go in and say, we don't know.
Exactly. I would imagine that many people just don't think about it. What are some things that you would tell them now to do ahead of time?
I think now one of the best things for a loved one to find out is the final arrangements or what their wishes are, because at times, you know, families that are not prepared, once the time does come, they're, you know, kind of scrambling and not knowing. I don't know if my mother liked or my father wanted traditional burial or cremation, and a lot of it goes based on their religious beliefs as well. So we'd like to respect the families to, you know, at least right now, one of the main things we would say is to get healthcare directives in place, financial directives, and also final arrangements, just to get an idea of what the family would like.
But it's a tough subject, like you said.
Yes.
I mean, is there some sort of guidelines, or, I mean, for them to bring it up, or?
There isn't. So the way it works is, as a social worker, you're assessing when you're in the home. You're seeing how mom's acting, how the family's behaving, along with seeing, okay, is it appropriate to talk to them about this subject or not? Some of them you're able to determine and assess, okay, mom's coping appropriately. She seems like you're able to bring it up. Then that's when you kind of bring in the topic, and you bring it in obviously in a very sensitive way, calmly, smooth, and then from there on you're able to discuss what are your wishes. If something happens to you, mom, do you know what you want to do? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want to have traditional burial? Oh no, I want to be cremated. I already have it all in place. And I'm like,
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
That would be great if that was the case, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that many of us, we just don't want to face it, right? So we don't go down that path at all. But there are people who are just like that, where they have everything written out, which would be great. Let's talk a little bit about some of the services, the community services that you guys provide. So beyond hospice, what else do you do?
So, depending also on their health insurance, some of the families are also eligible for Medi-Cal. If they are, we're able to help them apply for it along with in-home supportive services, which is a program that Medi-Cal has, which helps families get a caregiver through Medi-Cal or even a family member to provide care for them. So it's just a separate program. So that's something, you know, a lot of families don't know about. So we'll discuss it just to see, are you something you might be interested? If they don't qualify for that, then that's when we can also go into private caregiving. We provide them resources for that. So it all varies. And then we also have families that are like, we need Meals on Wheels, or there's something in regards to food. And so we assist them with that. And it's just whatever
Yeah, it just varies from family to families. They're usually what I tell my family is I tell them, you know, if the nurses can't answer the question and it's not a medical question, I'm like, that's a question for me, and whatever it is, we'll figure it out and find the resources that the family needs.
Okay, and OC Hospice, it's kind of a separate thing. It's not something, I mean, I'm sure you coordinate with many of the hospitals and doctors in the area, but it's something separate, right? It's not provided necessarily by the doctors.
Correct.
Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. A little bit about bereavement. You have different types of things that you can help with after the fact.
So bereavement is something that we provide even during services when the patient is still alive. We discuss it with the family, with the patient. It's something that we don't really address as a society when it comes to grief. We don't know how to grieve appropriately. So what we tend to do as medical social workers when a patient has passed, we provide bereavement services with the family for up to 13 months or depending on their needs.
Okay.
We're checking in with the family members, seeing how they're coping, and then we're providing them with coping skills to assure that they're coping in a healthy way rather than an unhealthy way.
Sure.
A lot of the times, you know, as a society, we're taught to hide our emotions, don't cry in front of someone, when in reality, it's normal to cry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's something that, like I said, society just teaches us, no, just hide behind the doors, don't let your child see you, don't let no one see you cry, especially for men.
Exactly, exactly. And so what would you recommend, so shortly after a loved one has passed, what do they need to do to reach out?
Usually, you know, that's where we come in and we reach out to them and we ask them, you know, is it okay if I keep calling you at least once a week? Maybe we'll schedule, you know, a day that I can come by and visit. If the family really is grieving and they need the visit for us to be there or need some type of support, we're always there. Families at times, you know, when I had a family member cry in front of me and say, you know, I don't think I can. And I tell them it's okay to feel.
Right.
Giving them, you know, providing the reflective listening and making sure they know it's okay.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Anything that I've missed?
No, you hit it all.
Okay, good, good. Well, let's talk about how they reach you. So you have an 800 number that they can call, and then is there a website as well?
Yes.
We have our website and we also have Yelp.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. So they can find out
Yes.
what it's all about. Okay, so they can call it 1-800-658-5877, or they can go to ochospice.com.
Yes.
That's very easy. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So remember that hospice isn't just for when you have someone who's ill. They can also help you after the fact. We'll be right back.
You picked me up when I got laid.